In the Vatican, Pope Francis has died at the age of 88 after suffering a stroke and heart failure. His funeral will be held on Saturday at 10 a.m. local time in St. Peter's Square. The Vatican has released photos of his body in an open coffin. In the photos, he wore a red robe, a papal mitre and held a rosary. The coffin was placed in Casa Santa Marta and Swiss guards stood beside it. His body will be moved to St. Peter's Basilica on Wednesday at 9 a.m. local time, where people will be able to pay their respects. World leaders will attend the funeral. EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen and Antonio Costa are expected to attend. According to reports, Poland will observe a national day of mourning. Meanwhile, Argentina and India have also declared mourning periods. Unfortunately, Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the funeral. This comes after the Kremlin cited travel restrictions due to the ICC arrest warrants against him. When a pope resigns or dies, cardinals under the age of 80 vote in a conclave to elect a new pope. The process involves secret ballots and requires a 2/3 majority. Black smoke signals no election, while white smoke indicates a new pope. The announcement follows shortly after with Habemus Papam. Cardinals have started meetings to plan the conclave. They are set to choose the next pope in May. Top contenders include Cardinals Pietro Parolin, Matteo Zuppi, Luis Antonio Tegel and Tarcisius Isao Kikuchi. The church could see a new direction depending on who is chosen. Well, joining us to discuss this complicated topic, of course, the world in mourning following Pope Francis's death, Kennedy Karim Carlisle, Vice Chairman of the Christian Council, who joins us from Kochi in Kerala. Thank you very much for being here. I want to start, before we discuss anything else, on your thoughts around the passing of Pope Francis. What will be your memories of Pope Francis as his body is laid to rest ahead of his funeral later this week?
Well, I got actually shocked and totally disappointed when I heard that Pope Francis is no more. I got a call from one of my friends. He is a senior journalist of media. So yesterday when he called me and informed me that Pope Francis is no more, I'm totally disappointed. And even now, it's as a believer, as a follower of the Catholic Church, I'm in a bad mood. Pope Francis will be remembered forever due to many reasons. In his tenure, he has Pope Francis, he has raised up personalities like Mother Teresa, Chavra Kuriakos Elias, Eva Prasi, all those personalities to the position of a saint. And he always argued for children, women, and even for transgenders sometimes. And he was against the war. Recently, we all know that he has talked to Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and Israel President Benjamin Netanyahu to end the war. And he always, very strictly sticking on with the refugees issues. And for that, even he has requested to United States and the European countries to accept the refugees and keep them with life, and to make the asylum for the refugees. And as a person, he was a pure secularist. Being a priest is not an easy thing to be a pure secularist, but Pope Francis, he was. And above all, he was a revolutionist. I would call him as a revolutionist. Do you remember that? Once he said that to get admitted into heaven, it's not mandatory to be a believer, a God believer, a theist. It's not mandatory.
Yes.
If you are doing good things in your life, if you are helping other people, if you are keeping close the marginalized people, if you are thinking always about the poor people, you will be, get reincarnated. You will get the heaven. You will get reincarnation.
Yes.
And in many ways, especially in Gaza, the war field, he has taken special initiative and asked many times.
Yes, Kennedy, I'm extremely sorry to cut you off. We are shorter on time. I do want to bring this discussion to a close by now looking forward, of course, as billions across the world celebrate Pope Francis's life and plans for his funeral step up. We also will look towards the next Pope, his successor, Pope Francis's successor. One of Pope Francis's key points was bringing in large parts of the world. We know many of the Cardinals that he put in place were from different parts of the world. How important is it that this race is open and we could be looking at multiple different continents as to where the next Pope may be? We seem to have lost Kennedy, but as you can see, Kennedy, I believe, is still there with us. Kennedy, just to reiterate what I was asking there, given, of course, that Pope Francis brought in so many cardinals from across the world, how significant is that we may see the next Pope coming from one of many continents across the world?
Yeah, all the followers of the Catholics all over the world are expecting that selection. That has to be happened by the bless of the Spirit. And one more thing I wanted to, it's not fair to, if I'm not remembering that also, it's not fair to doing something to Pope Francis. I called him as a revolutionist. One more thing I remember that he was taking initiative to go for the electric crematorium, instead of the conventional type burying the dead bodies in the sand to avoid the pollution. What a revolutionary thinking he has taken. By all means, he was a revolutionist. He was a secularist. He was by all means, he was a saint, and he will be a saint in future. Unfortunately, one thing didn't happen. He was all the followers of the Catholic Church in India. We were expecting his visit to India. Unfortunately, even Pope Francis himself also wanted to come to India, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. He has gone back. It's an unfortunate thing in this moment. I'll remember that also.
Kennedy, thank you ever so much for joining us as people celebrate and remember